Good morning, everybody, from Spring Creek Shelter on the Pinoti Trail. I didn't stay here. I left Cave Springs earlier this morning and doing what seems to be an annual ritual for me. I'm not on a motorcycle. I'm riding that backpack over there, or rather it's riding me. Motorcycle trip's coming up soon though. Been working on Stupid, making some changes. And I actually rode it the other day. I didn't film it. I took some food out and put it down below Duggar Mountain, down in that area, the Talladega National Forest. And it done good. It done real good. I've got some real dirt bike tires on it right now. And I got to get on down this trail. Southern States 200. And my wife and I coming down toward Cave Springs this morning saw quite a few people. I think they're all southbound and they're behind me. But they're probably moving way faster than me. I've been having to put it in old man gear this morning. I am way out of shape. I remember when this was a beautiful little campsite right here. Nothing but woods around it. Yeah, it's all tore up, but still a nice little spot if you didn't have all this noise. Let's see if you can see that down there. There's a lot of ATVs out in this area today. Used to see nothing but woods down there. The trail used to go around a real pretty little lake somewhere down in here, and they diverted it away from it. Let's see what the shelter looks like. At least up the top was cleaner than last time I came through. Onward, it's just a constant roar up here. Bit hazardous getting across that one. About to leave Hawkins Hollow Shelter. I wanted to stay here in a way. It's nice today, but these things are running around here everywhere. It's kind of quiet right now, but evidently there's a road right behind here and ATVs are storming up and down it. So it's probably going to be that way all the way to Davis Shelter. So, yeah, it's not too far. Maybe I can make it past Davis Shelter and find a quiet place to camp. Got extra water in case I find a good place to camp without water later. If you can hear all that. But man, for miles and miles, it's been almost a constant roar. A little break here or there, and then it starts all over again. Came right up through there. I'm climbing Davis Mountain. I'm camped about a mile from High Point Trailhead. Like the anti-tick look. Bald-headed now. I'm so tired. I'm gonna eat and take a nap later. Man, I passed out almost as soon as I laid down last night. Had a chat with my wife and that was it. I'll kind of show you where I'm at. I'm, I think, 0.9 miles from High Point Trailhead. Just kind of got off the trail. I had people go by early this morning by headlight, which I've done that. I think it's that race that they have going on. What it looks like from my hammock. Stay toasty and warm here. I think it got down in the 50s. Got a 40-degree setup, so I'm good. Pinoti's just out of sight over there. If you listen, you might hear birds singing. But then there's a car going by on the highway below. But it is so peaceful compared to what it was just a mile back yesterday. I don't think I'd ever want to repeat that again. That's where I come from. And there's the sun coming up. I think that's 278 right down below me. Not sure. High Point Trailhead is right down there. I'm going this way. And a couple of the guys that were involved in all that ATV madness yesterday told me that it's an annual festival. At night they were going to have country singers come in, and it's a pretty big deal. So all the little dirt roads were absolutely packed with ATVs. Radios blaring, loud exhaust. I met a lady with a dog who was going northbound, and I thought the dog was going to get run over as they were on a dirt road. And the trail there for a little ways was on a dirt road. And I was kind of flagging everybody to slow them down so they wouldn't hit the dog. Showed her where the trail went back into the woods because they had knocked the sign down with those things. I am sore this morning. Oh, about the dog. The lady said it started following her. She had, or it had a, I'm watching this ground right here. It's kind of steep, you probably can't tell. Had a collar with a name and phone number on it, and she called it, and the number had been disconnected. And it wanted to persist in following her. She got on Facebook and started asking people, and people started investigating it for her and found out the owner was deceased. And so she's keeping the dog. High Point Trailhead. High Point Trailhead is a little crowded this morning. Beautiful stretch of trail through here. Sorry if the camera's a little jumpy. I don't have good stabilization in this phone. I stopped here to make some breakfast. I had snacks this morning when I woke up. Beautiful creek over here. This is probably where I should have camped last night, but I was really tired. Didn't intend to go as far as I did. Me being out of shape, but I couldn't handle being up there on that mountain anywhere until I got to the end of it with all the noise. Had a good meal. Seen some more of the, I don't know if you call them fast walkers or runners. Some of them kind of jog on that Southern 200, I think it's called. There was a big encampment down at High Point Trailhead. I'm not far from there. Got a little view. You probably can't see it on the camera though. I don't remember the climb being this hard before coming up, but my legs are sore and I was stopping maybe every 300 feet to let the pain go away in the muscles of my legs. But it's all downhill now for a ways. I'm out of water and got a small hole that's developed in my filter bag. The bladder I push it through, and it's not a deal breaker. I mean, got about half on the ground and half in half a liter in the bottle, half a liter on the ground out of it last time I used it. I don't know if I can try to tape it or patch it or not, but I've got some aqua tabs, so I can use those. Downhill now to the road, and hopefully some water on the way. I've really been guzzling the water. It's probably a lot got to do with that meal I ate. It's amazing how much cooler it is in this pine thicket. I'm a little hoarse. Throat's dry. But I believe there is, well, last time I come through here, there was a little pipe spring right down near the bottom of this. And I'll drink up there. If you hear a little bell, I've got a little bear bell on me. Not for fear of bears, but it is turkey season down here. I have that, some orange on my back, a little bit orange on my chest. Blissful downhill through a pine thicket. The pipe spring was stopped up. You could always dip it out of that, but it's kind of dirty. You'd have to filter it. I pulled the pipe out and the rocks and shook all the mud and the dirt out of it. It finally cleared up. And it's coming right out of the ground, right up behind it, so it's good to drink. No filtration required, at least from my point of view. Good morning on my third day of the Pinoti Trail. Look out my hammock at the sunrise. Kind of knocked off a little bit early yesterday. And I'll cross the Chief Ladiga Trail here shortly. I'm near Piedmont, Alabama. And I'll go up Okie Mountain. Probably have a meal up there and then go all the way to my next campsite, which might be the next shelter or a little beyond. Perfect timing on a porta potty. Came from there. Next time I film will be on the Pinoti Trail, which isn't very far at all. I bet these people put that porta potty there. I bet they did. Haven't seen any this morning. Saw quite a few yesterday evening go by. This is Pinoti Trail, Silver Comet in Georgia. I think it goes all the way now from Jacksonville to somewhere outside of Atlanta. It's an old railroad bed that got converted to a trail, and it is absolutely wonderful. If you ever decide to come down here and bicycle it, I've done it several times. My wife did it one time with me. She liked it. So legs are still sore this morning. It's coming up a slight hill from a campsite. I could feel it. I'll follow this a little ways and then cut, and I'll go up the side of a mountain that's kind of out of sight right here. I'll go up to Okie Mountain Shelter and have a good meal there. I just snacked a little this morning. And speaking of food, I'm actually running low. I've been eating a lot on this trip. Doing less miles, but eating more. Okie Mountain Shelter. I'm gonna take a break here. Gonna have a Mountain House beef stroganoff, the rest of that one. We'll put about half of these chicken cubes that freeze dried in it. Got the water over there heating up. Okie Mountain Shelter from the trail. I burnt quite a bit of trash I found up there. It was left in the fire pit. And I found one freeze-dried meal Mountain House thing out back. I tried to burn it, but I ended up folding it up and putting it in a baggie along with my other garbage. The first of many lakes. North Duggar Mountain Shelter is right through the trees right here. I walked out here to the edge trying to see what was going on. It's super smoky or hazy. Every once in a while I think I can smell a little smoke, but it's definitely not strong. And it made the sun look like sundown. Plum orange. I hope I don't wake up tonight with the leaves burning under the hammock. That would be bad. I'll walk over here and show you this shelter. I'm not seeing a really good hammock spot here right at the shelter. I might could put it up inside it. I thought about, with all this fire around, maybe the shelter might be a little safer if it is a fire. That sun's crazy, man. It turned almost blood red one time. It did get quite a bit cooler. I've only slept in this thing one time, but it wasn't a hammock. A lot of the other shelters I've been able to hang a hammock in. I could get right there, but I don't see a good place to get over there. Might not be a good one for hammock hanging. All right, I'm gonna head on down. Day 4. Camped right down there last night. Heard the creek all night. Only one vehicle come by the whole time I was here. And 2 airplanes. I don't know if that's got something to do with the fire or whatever. This is FS 500. The trailhead is right down there. The coolest morning I've had. I had to put a puffy jacket on. Here's where I came from yesterday. This is the way I'm going. Judging by the little blue flags, all the trail walking, running people in the race are going that way. But I hadn't seen any of them in a while. And this smells like burnt wood right here. This happened recently. I camped off down there next to the creek. It's kind of out of sight from the road, just a little. And I started camp here, but it's got an odor here. This burnt recently. I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, but that's Piedmont down there through the trees. And it is super hazy. I don't know if it's smoke or just humidity climbing. But I got a phone signal up here. I checked the weather, and the radar's actually showing showers south of here. That's where I come from. That's pretty. And that's where I'm going. Heading for our Chocoloco shelter. I think it's about 7 miles away now. The clouds are gone pretty much. But, you know, It wouldn't hit me this morning, the sun, so it's been slow about warming up. It's still supposed to get up in the 80s, but I'm going to be downhill pretty much all the way to Chocoloco. I love this spring. I drank almost a liter. I was out of water. And I didn't filter it. It's coming right out of the ground. No developments up above it, so no houses or anything. Come from there, going that way. CR 55, Chocoloco Shelter is 1.5 miles, if that sign's correct. Oops, there went a tracking pole. Trailhead, the parking is right down there. My second lake of the trip. Shelter's right down there, not far. Chocoloco, I can't talk today. Chocoloco Shelter. Water source is down there. It's an outflow from the lake, and I definitely don't want to drink it unfiltered, and my filter is real pain right now. But I found some bottled water and a cache back there at the road crossing, so I won't have to. Getting ready to eat. I got to figure out where I'm going to put the hammock up. I put it up down there somewhere before. I don't remember exactly where. Trees look a little different. I tried to put one up right there one time. It wouldn't work. It might have been a different hammock than this when it was longer, or maybe it was the tarp that was longer. Can't remember. I'm gonna try it again right here. Good morning, everybody. I did get the hammock up over there, and this is just garbage from yesterday evening and this morning. I've been eating a lot. I woke up 3:30 hungry. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm packing up. My water filter is almost unusable now, and I'm down to like 3 water purification tablets. I've been using those things, and I've been drinking a lot of water. Don't know what's going on with me. I've come through here in the summer and not drunk, in July and not drunk this much water, but it is what it is. It might be some of the medicine I'm taking now. But it's a beautiful spot here. It's gorgeous. I'll probably call it at Coleman Lake Campground. The weather is going downhill. Probably gonna get thunderstorms right after lunch today. Oh well. I got an umbrella. That's about the only real rain gear I got this trip. I've got some DWR treated stuff, but yeah, the weather was calling for it to be nice. I'm hoarse this morning. Was calling for it to be nice all week until the weekend when I left, but you know how that goes. If I get wet though, I'm wet with sweat anyway. These clothes are soaking wet from sweating yesterday. Later. Clouds are starting to come in. We'll make it a lot cooler. Shelter's right down there, and that's the water for the shelter, which is just runoff from this lake. It's not clear, not like one of these mountain streams or something. But there's water coming up over the hill. Right there, you go down into like a gorge. Well, that's something new. Beaver Dam. Huh. I hope it don't affect my water crossing up here somewhere. Nice water here. Clear. Oh, that's chilly. Looks like the runners took the dirt road around. I'm not sure if this is 500. This may be 500 right here. I'll look in a second. But I got cell service right here. As soon as I move just a little ways from here, it's going to go out. Maybe it'll show up on the camera, but that darkness back in there is storms that are coming my way. Heavy rain storms. Maybe on me before I get to the campground and get the hammock up, but let's see the name of this road. I think it's mostly downhill from here. Sure there'll be some ups, they always are, but yeah, this is 540. Forest Service Road 540. So probably a mile and a half or something like that to the campground.